Welcome to the Weather Guru's analysis of the 2022 winter storm Kenon that is affected is pushing off the eastern coast here of Massachusetts, Boston, and that area. As we put the radar into motion, we can see that the winding down the northwestern bands of snow around the outer periphery, around the 495 corridor from Milford to Brockton, south of Boston, Taunton, Plymouth, all these areas are getting impacted. Leominster, Worcester are getting impacted by these heavy snow bands here off the coast. And you can see the banding off the shore here. These bands continue to stream. Now, the radar indicates snowfall rates around 1 to 2 inches per hour, and it's winding down here as this system here is moving off the coast of the Atlantic here. You can see the pan out to the further view here. You can see these snow showers here are going to be winding down here. So these totals are up to almost 2 feet of snow west of Boston and into Providence, Rhode Island area, north of Providence, Rhode Island. That was the bullseye for the amount of snow, and into Maine as well. So let's look at some of the snow totals here. This is the radar out of Boston. We're going to switch here and go to the snow totals here. Um, this is the snow totals currently as of 6 p.m. Eastern time. So far we have in Bristol County, Norton and Swansea and Norton, 24.5 inches of snow according officially here. Attleboro, 22, Fall River, 22 inches. That's the weather service at Attleboro, 20.5 inches. Fall River with 20 inches. And the list goes on down here in some of these counties. Rehoboth picked up 14 inches of snow. Essex County, they had 20 inches of Marblehead. Salem even picked up 14 inches of snow there. As you can see, Middlesex County, there's a couple of Stoneham, Massachusetts, and Stoneham. They picked up 22 inches of snow there. And Wakefield, 18 inches of snow. And down through the here in Cambridge, 14 inches of snow as well. In Norfolk County, Braintree, Massachusetts, 23 inches of snow, almost 2 feet of snow there, as you can see here. So the Northeast and these areas continue to experience heavy snowfall in Massachusetts area mostly. They got the 2 feet of snow. That was where the bullseye was, just west of the Massachusetts Turnpike and west of Boston downtown. But even Boston downtown picked up at least 16 to 17 inches of steady snow. In Suffolk County, southeast Boston, 21 inches. As you can see there, Brookline with 15 inches there of snow. In Worcester County, Northbridge led the way with 19 inches so far as of 5:41 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So look at the current radar here, courtesy of AccuWeather.com. You can see most of the snow was wind down from the D.C. to New York corridor, and now most of the snow is mostly confined to northern Connecticut, the northern Connecticut Valley into Boston, the Green and White Mountains of New Hampshire and Vermont, and of course Maine is getting a heavy band from Caribou down to Portland, Augusta, Maine on the I-95 295 stretch there. Now this is going to continue to wind down. Snow should be done for everybody around 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. in the morning Eastern Standard Time on Sunday morning. Okay, as you can see, the deepening low pressure as it moves off. Winter storm Keenan moves off. And lots of heavy rain out here out to sea as well as some snow showers out to sea as well for those marine interests. Clearing and cold, you had those cold northwesterly winds flowing behind here. We're going to take a look at the radar here coming out of Maine here. Let's see what we got going on in Maine here because I want to show you the radar there in Maine here. This is in Portland, Maine here. This is the local radar out of Portland, Maine here. And as you can see here, there is snow pouring through Augusta, if Waterville. These rates here, actually with the yellows here, this rates could be anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of hour. So if you're in the Augusta, Waterville area, if you're heading toward that area on 95 from Brunswick, this area here, you can see we put the storm track on here. This cell here is moving south at 27 knots. This is producing heavy snow from Richmond, Maine, through Brunswick, and through the islands here, Phillipsburg here, along the coast here. This is a heavy snow band here. This anywhere from 2 to 3 inches an hour in this area, up through Augusta and Oakland and Waterville. So if you're in this area here, you want to definitely stay inside. Winds are also gusting above 30 miles an hour, 30, 40 miles an hour here with these snow totals here being reported from Lewiston, Maine. Blowing snow is being reported in Lewiston, Maine. Reduced visibility here. So if you're in this area between Lewiston on 95, Lewiston through Gardner, Richmond, Maine, this area from that and that band from Richmond to Augusta, Maine looks extremely strong there. So you're talking so far rates of 2 to 3 inches an hour, and may even be some thunder snow up here in northern Maine from this area right up here. I should say northwestern Maine from Peru, Jay, Beans Corner, Dixiefield. As you can see here, the reflectivity is showing some signs of thunder snow here actually in Carthage from Carthage down to Canton. So this is Maine. They're actually getting intense band here. That's one of the more intense bands here. Portland, you look to be in the clear here. It's north of Portland and Gloucester and Lisbon Falls and Poland, Maine, just north of 95, northwest of up the 95 corridor here in Maine. So we look at this and you see there's some snow showers coming back through the New Hampshire area here, northern New Hampshire, back up to 83 and 87, and then of course the Boston radar. We have the snow coming in like this. So the snow is continuing to wrap around the low pressure here, northwesterly flow here, but the low pressure center is actually well out here at the sea, heading out toward the Canadian Maritimes. So this is going to continue to route if you're in that area as well. Let's look at one more radar here. This is the Hawkton, Maine radar here. We're going to switch to Hawkton, Maine, just a little bit north here. And you can see another band here of heavy, heavy snow affecting the Caribou, Maine, all the way through here. This band here is 2 to 3 inches an hour, going, extending back into, heading back toward into Quebec or Montreal province, wrapping around through that province as well. Woodstock. These areas here are getting extremely heavy snow, 2 to 3 inches an hour in that rate there. And so that's what we want to look at. We zoom out here to the big picture here. We're going to go back to the New York City radar here. We're going to go back to the Albany radar here, and we're going to show you some radars in New York City here. And you can see the snow is but all wind down here. Just a few scattered light snowfall here, extending from the Berkshires of Massachusetts here, western Berkshires, down through the Connecticut River Valley, Hartford, a little bit and a little bit of flurries in Waterbury and Hartford, down through the Connecticut River Valley and New Haven. So that's what you have here. We do have blowing snow reported in Bridgeport as well. Reduced visibility, what's already on the ground. They picked up some areas there, picked up about 8 to 10 inches of snow. Our heaviest inches of snow, of course, in this zone right here was the bullseye west of Boston through Worcester counties, Essex, Summit, Stoneham, Massachusetts, those areas west out here, Lowminster. They picked up the bullseye with over 2.5 feet of snow in that area there. Not to count in Boston as well, they picked up 17 to 21 inches in Boston, the city itself. So that is what we're looking at. Windstorm Keaton did not turn out to be a bust. It turned out to be a really formidable system here, as you can see. And it's going to be pulling away here, as you can see here. We're going to zoom out, and I can show you that. There it is, it pulling away of the East Coast here. And it'll be all be said and done 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. And this being up behind, it'll be gusty winds anywhere from 20 to 30 miles an hour and sunshine. And then after that, everything else will be calming down until the next system comes off the West Coast. So I just want to bring this update. This is the Weather Guru. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a blessed night.